With us now, journalist and Middle East analyst Imran Anwar. Imran, good to have you.
Thank you for having me again.
I guess a question we would like to understand. It seems like the Muslim community does not make a lot of noise denouncing terrorism. Explain why, if you can.
Well, that's a very important point to make here, is that the Muslim community is made up of people from many countries: Pakistan, India, African countries, Middle East, etc. So it is not really one unified body in itself. So it doesn't have very specific elected leaders or representatives. So it's very small bands of people, groups of people. The second thing is that many of them might have come here illegally or might be trying to keep a low profile because they're still trying to assimilate in society.
But there are how many? 6 million Muslims here?
There's estimates between 6 and 7 million.
Legally, and somebody must be a representative of their community.
Excellent point. And the sad thing there is that even though the minority is a pretty sizable one in this country, in the media, it's very difficult for Muslim people who are not seeing something violent or something to be heard in the media. So if I go and make a statement that I denounce terrorism in all its forms, it's not as newsworthy as if I were to say something worse than that or attacking America. If
you were to bring in here a Muslim cleric, I bet we could sit him right there, and we'll be glad to put him on.
And you have had them on.
Pardon? Although I presume it would be a him, and have him say that. Would you do that?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, they have been on clerics who have actually even quoted directly from the Quran, the holy book of the Muslims, explaining that when you kill one person, an innocent person, you are basically murdering all humanity. And so that has been said here. And unfortunately, instead of that getting play, when somebody says nasty things about the religion of Islam or the holy book of the Muslims, you know, and from religious leaders of the Christian church, that actually gets a lot more play. So the American people's perception of us as Muslims is not of us as parts of American society, but as outsiders who have always hated America and will always hate America and will never be a part of this society.
You know, I'll give you that as far as not really seeing a lot of Muslims in the limelight. And I think that's absolutely true. And what we do see is a lot of negative connotations, but we do not make it up when there are circumstances in which Muslim leaders, maybe in the Middle East specifically,
Absolutely.
are calling for death to Israelis,
Absolutely.
death to Jews. Here in the United States, they're quiet. They don't denounce those people as far as I know. Are you saying they do denounce them, we're just not covering them?
There's going to be two different kinds of people there, obviously. Some people will say, because of the injustices that the Palestinian people have faced, or what's happening in Chechnya or Kashmir, what other options do the Palestinians or the freedom fighters have but to take violent...
Well, how about civil disobedience that's pacifist?
Right.
I mean, it worked for Gandhi, it worked for Martin Luther King Jr.
But we still had Black Panthers and movements like that, so you will always
what happened to them? Who do you consider the winner in the civil rights movement?
Absolutely, because the winner was this nation, because this nation, the great nation of the United States of America, chose to do away with slavery and bring equal rights, etc. It was not because somebody bombed us into doing it. It was because we made the choice to do that.
Let me give you the opportunity. I don't want to interrupt you here, but let me give you the opportunity. What should we be doing differently so that we do see those people who represent what I guess we should call the moderate Muslim community?
Excellent. What we need to do is twofold. The Muslim community needs to be more active in speaking up, absolutely. So even if some people are the silent majority, they need to realize that if they're not the silent majority, they will always be considered a part of the dangerous, violent, extreme fringe groups. So they need to make a greater effort, obviously, and people like myself and other people you do have on the show once in a while do make that effort. But the media, not just the news media, but the media in general, which is representative of society as a whole, does not really accept or show Muslims or people like myself, people from the Middle East or Southeast Asia, etc., as part of American society. If you look at any TV show, whether it be Crossing Jordan or Crossfire on CNN or whatever shows, you do not see a person like myself. You do not see us in Star Trek. Star Trek is set 2,000 years or so in the future. Are you telling us that when machines will be able to have feelings and half man, half wolf will be able to have love affairs with human beings, people like me will be extinct? So that is like cultural genocide that Hollywood conducts. If the media, and that includes the entertainment industry, makes a better effort to include us and show us as part of society, you'll find us willing and desiring to be full-fledged Americans in every sense of the word.
Are there Muslims here who have Jewish friends?
I can speak not just for myself, but for hundreds of others. Not just Jewish friends, but people who are like family. I'm fortunate, actually, that I live on the one side, my neighbors are Roman Catholic Italian Americans, and on the other side, Jewish family. And actually, they are both like family to me, and I'm proud of that.
Well, I ask you that because I didn't want to ask you specifically, which is why I made it general, but it's good to hear that, and that offers us some hope. And I think you make some good points, and hopefully there will be a louder voice in the moderate community, if you will, because it seems like it may be necessary.
And if you're given a chance, you'll find us more loving of America, and even Muslims around the world more desirous of following American values, from denim to democracy, as I said.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Coming in. Imran Anwar. Derry, over to you.